Hello, this is Danny Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide. And with Xenothreat Season 2 just finishing up, I'd like to do a wrap-up with both comments about the in-game experience itself and about the future of events in Star Citizen. So do I do it in-game as Ray, or myself talking about the big-picture futures? Well, I'm going to do both. So first, here's Ray. Hey there, this is Ray, and I must say that despite many problems, repelling them knuckleheads was exciting and rewarding, and mostly my fellow CDF pilots behaved admirably, even though the rookies made some rookie mistakes, which is, of course, why they're called that, but for the most part, they knew that if you were going to mix the greens with any other color to unload the greens absolutely last, although there was one example where somebody didn't, and it blew up right in my hands. Dang, that needed some stitches. But I learned that you can fit a whole wreck full of canisters in just a Pisces. Although crowded and perhaps a bit too close for comfort, I realized that the least appreciated job in the whole event were the folks that dove into that maze that is a Starfarer G and go muzzle to muzzle with them Xenothreat, as well as the chaos it can cause if they missed one of the knuckleheads before they opened the door. I've changed my mind about having a gimbaled weapon on the chin of a Vanguard. It just ain't worth having to deal with two targeting pips. So it'll now be a size 5 fix going on the chin of my Vanguard. I learned that the Hurricane is everything of a two-seat craft that people say that it is. I spent an extended mission in the turret, ripping through one after another of the enemy with Billy Bob the Space Trucker. Here's to you, pal. And I was so impressed that I spent my reward UEC on getting a Hurricane for my own use. Then I spent a bunch of time piloting for others and had just as much of a thrill. I set up my nose guns as a pair of fixed rhinos, and they made great finishers after the turret had softened them up. And I will say that I will never tire of watching an enemy Idris go down in defeat. Though I must say I was expecting more, well, panache out of their captains. But mostly I want to keep helping the CDF when I can. I know that there aren't going to be these kind of headline events every week, but even if it is just an uneventful patrol or routine delivery, I want to keep my reputation up. It seems like the right thing to do as a responsible citizen among the stars. You know, a star citizen. And there, I agree with Ray. It is time to put in place the mechanic that the reputation will fail with inattention and to give the ability to occasionally take routine missions with the CDF. Yes, most will be dull. Serving in the ready reserves rarely is exciting. Even serving in the regular military is rarely exciting. But putting up with a bit of routine is part of showing that you actually care about keeping your reputation high. Another thing that was disappointing, and this will apply across far more than just events, was that it was disappointing when the Idris captain, being hit and even defeated, just let loose with the same swearing as a fighter jock. We are used to expecting a certain greater heft of personality from the captains of a ship.
Commander Riker will conduct a manual docking. The card out.
Sir?
You've reported in, haven't you? You are qualified.
Yes, sir.
Then I mean now.
And the villain captains? Oh, we expected even more from them.
I can see you, Kirk.
Chang.
Can you see me?
Oh, now be honest, Captain. Warrior to warrior. You do prefer it this way, don't you? As it was meant to be. No peace in our time. Once more unto the breach, dear friends.
So maybe it's just an oversight, but as more and larger ships come on board, give some thought to writing and getting voice some hefty commander battle responses. And if you need a hefty, meaty bass voice artist for them, I can think of at least one that could be available. But we need to think not just of the future position of the CDF, we need to think of the future position of the losers. And for that, there is someone also with some in-game observations. You're damn straight. Evening, ladies and gents. Nick here. And it should be as plain as the nose on your face that this whole matter stinks worse than last week's clam dip. These schnooks were somehow playing way above their station. It takes moolah to obtain an Idris. Big piles of simoleons, and these rubes couldn't cough it up in a lifetime. It also takes that particular kind of juice to make the right people look the other way when 35,000 metric tons of military gear makes a left when it should have gone right. These Xenos don't have the cabbage, and they don't have the sway. Somebody else is pulling the strings on them and shoveling a mountain of spoondillicks for the opportunity to do so. The question is who, and the question is why, and it bugs me to hell that we don't know. But the question is also where. Someplace, once we get our weight up, Pyro, there's going to be somewhere, most likely more than one somewhere, where they can lay up a quarter-kilometer of space schooner for outfitting and prep. I'm guessing underground, for protection from that nasty excuse of a sun they got there. And that too takes a pile of wampum and a lot of execution. It'll be a tough nut to crack. A real tough nut. Nick, does that music always play when you speak? What music? This is Nick, signing out. So yes, just like I want to see more of the CDF, I also think that there is much more to be seen of the Xenothreat, but that doing so should be part of a genuine exploration gameplay, and part of large land assaults to finally use those tools and vehicles we've been sold. You see, what I don't want is that you do enough missions for the shady character and they give you the quantum marker to the Xenothreat secret base, which is balanced for you to take solo, yada yada yada. No, the secret base, or rather multiples, should be a real secret. Lots of NPCs will have theories about where it is, but they are pretty much all just rumors. In other words, you need to be out there just scanning around, doing actual exploration gameplay when, bam, your sensors pick up something way bigger than you could have imagined, and you have to make a run for it. But hopefully, you laid a marker and can come back with what will need to be a full assault force of dozens, with air cover, tanks, armor, dropships, medcraft, the whole Megillah, for an assault on an underground facility bristling with spawn closets. And if you succeed, you'll get the one piece of the puzzle that you'll need to coordinate with those who found or will find the other secret Xenothreat bases to figure out what the real answer is to the mystery of who their backers are. And the answer should be as big as Nick is certain that it will be. That would be truly awesome and worthy of the scope of the game. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Daniel Raymond along with Nick and Ray for Ray's Guide.